actually started in the late 1990s when Mount Vernon was expanding the interpretive work that we were doing from just Washington's home. We built a small farm site on a piece of property on the estate, to like a little demonstration farm. And that, of course, led the discussion to what happened to the grain he grew. Well, it went to his water mill. And there was the county park. The county had actually restored Washington's mill, or the state of Virginia, excuse me, back in the 30s. And so Mount Vernon took that over from the state and did archaeology there behind it and found the distillery. We had known that it existed, but there wasn't a lot about it that we at that time knew. So it was really a 10-year research and 6-year archaeology effort. And that led to fundraising effort with the Distilled Spirits Council that helped raise the money to rebuild it. So it really culminated 2004 to 2007, the reconstruction, and we opened in March 31st, 2007.
Yeah. And a lot of big names from the world of whiskey came in and helped out, didn't they?
Yeah, I was not there for all the early years, but of course, Dave Pickerell was there all through the early years and worked with us on all the early distillations. Jimmy Russell was there from the beginning. Joe Dangler, I don't know if a lot of guys know Joe Dangler, but he made Virginia Gentleman for about 30 some years at A. Smith Bowman. And he still helps us out occasionally.
That's good.
It was just an all-star cast that really, I think at that time, rye was starting to have a comeback as well. So I do think that the Washington story and the Mount Vernon story about rye whiskey in the 18th century really was part of the factor in rye having a resurgence.
Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about, I mean, this group is pretty experienced at taking distillery tours. The George Washington Distillery is very different. So tell us a little bit about what it's like making whiskey for you versus what we might see, even going to a small craft distillery. Tell us a little bit about your process and the things that you have to do to keep it, time specific. You want to be as close to possible as how Washington was making it, correct?
Yeah, we're a lot of manual labor. That's where no pumps and pipes. We bucket water to cook in 120-gallon white oak mash tuns. We row mash with wooden mash rakes, and we have 5 wood-fired pot stills. And so everything's a lot of carting, a lot of manual labor, and a lot of fire management, which took us a long while to get good at.
Right.
It's the early years. We were hitting in the dark. We were making whiskey, but we've come a long way on our ability to make better and better whiskey. But I remember the first run we did with Dave. We set 12 fermenters and about killed ourselves. It was unbelievable. And the most we've ever set in recent years was 54 fermenters. So we've come a long way down the road. And we do filter the whiskey. We do have a small bottling set up, and we have to do all the compliance everybody else has to do. But on the front end, it's just a lot of folks in there that are mostly historians, frankly. Mm-hmm. They're doing all that manual labor.
And even down to the dress, right? I mean, you literally have to wear clothes that would be, again, kind of time period-esque.
Well, we do during the tour season, and during distillation is off season, so we're not doing tours. So we do, unless we have a film shoot or something happen, then everybody grumbles and has to dress back out in their period and stuff. But, we do give them a break. But I refer to my period clothes as my normal clothes, actually, because most of the year that's what we're in.
Right, you're used to it at this point, huh?
Yeah. It makes the complete picture for the visitor, to step back in time, basically. We're not character interpreters, though. We are third-person interpreters, so we know what year it is. We do have people at Mount Vernon that portray characters that are very, very good actors, and they won't break out of character at all.
Right. Yeah, you guys don't do that. You're just trying to recreate the production process, not anything as far as people or anything like that. So
exactly.
Yeah.